Hi, this is Dr. Graves with the California State University at Northridge Geography and Environmental Studies Department. This is a video tutorial that is designed to help students learn how to take some real-world data, and in this case it is school lunch data from the state of California, and convert the raw data into two different sort of standardized formats. One is percentiles and the other is z-scores. Recall the point of doing this is to convert data into a portable format, a standard format, so that could allow us to compare these school data against something like the comparative size of mountains around the world, or 100 people and how much they weigh. But it also allows us to identify outliers in the data, extreme values, in a way that can help us make an argument about how unusual some data is. Your assignment may require different data than what I'm going to show in this video. We're going to start with this school data. We're going to filter it, Los Angeles County. And we wanted only schools that had large enrollment, say at least 100 students, so greater than 99 students enrolled. Some of these programs only have 5 students in them. And we want the type of school, not you for your assignment will do elementary schools, but I want to show you the data if we chose high schools and junior highs, middle schools. Okay, so once you've filtered your data, begin to highlight a subsection of it, and this is from column G over to column T, and then all the way down. I'm doing Control Shift and the down arrow, press Control C to put it in the clipboard, and then Control N to launch a brand new window. And then I'm going to paste the data. Control V. Highlight column A. I want to keep the school names, that's of interest, but these columns B through K, note that I'm clicking on the letter B above the column or row 1 and dragging my mouse over to K. I want to click on the delete button here to get rid of it. That's not the delete button on your keyboard, but on the toolbar. And we're going to repeat that by deleting the free meal count, so that we have 3 columns of data, the name of the school, and data about enrollment, and just the percentage of students that are eligible. We're going to process this data one more time by highlighting the values in columns B and C, and we're going to change the number format to just number, because the one on the right is percentages. This cleans it up. Note that 83% is now expressed as 0.83 and that all the commas are removed. This cleans the data up a little bit and will help us as we try to process it in a web page. Our friends over at statisticskingdom.com have modified the website, and it is very likely that it would work regardless. But let's take no chances and also just learn to process the data a little more. For the example, I'm going to highlight column B from cell B1 all the way down to cell B634. So I'm getting the column header and all the data. Press Control C, and then I'm going to go over to Statistics Online, Stats Kingdom. For this first demonstration, I'm going to click on the Basic Stats tool button here on this ribbon, and from the options that pop up, descriptive statistics. Once the descriptive statistics calculator appears, go ahead and leave all of these statistics options as is in default format. In the options category here below, turn on standardization. We want to keep that, and then select enter data from Excel. Here, because you have copied the data from book 1, you see the green chase lights around the data indicating that it's in the clipboard. So you can just paste it or press Control V, and your data is in there. Now all we really want to do is click calculate and then examine our results. Several of these results that we want to take a close look at are the mean, the statistical average here at just over 1,035 students is average for a high school, give or take the standard deviation, which is 760 students. And so somewhere around 68% of the schools are between or around 1,035, give or take, plus or minus 764. There are two other things we really want to pay close attention to. One is the standardized data, and we'll come back to that momentarily, but also the histogram. So if you were interested in whether or not your school is extremely large or exceptionally large, it's over here on this far right of this histogram. This histogram is skewed to the right. It has a long right tail, which tells us there are some outliers. These are also schools that would be over here on the right side of the box plot. What's great about this website, statskingdom.com, among other things, is that we can grab the data that has been converted to a z-score. It has been standardized. So click Download CSV, and over here on the side, we'll notice that what do you want to do with this export standardized? This is the download. So you just want to open it. You can save it and open it, but it will open in Excel automatically. CSV stands for comma separated values, and it's sort of a generic format for Excel. So I'm going to click open and give the software a second, and we will see that it will open in a new window. There it is. So let's change that to SDZ, so standard deviation or z-score for enrollment. And then I want to copy that data. So I highlighted it all, press Control-C, and copied it. And what I'm going to do is come over here to column D, place my cursor in D1, and press paste. So this column of data B has been standardized, and it's put on a z-score scale, a standard deviation scale, and that this school, very small at 147 students, is 1.16 standard deviations below average. If we click Sort and Filter A to Z, we see that the smallest school is 1.22 standard deviations below zero, or below the mean, and then sort Z to A. These are the very large schools that are way above average. Sort and filter once again and make it go from here to here. So that's really nice. Now we have everything on the standard format, and then that will allow us to compare it to other things. If we go back over here to the histogram, We may want to get a screen capture of that in some ways. You can download it, print it. There's a lot of ways you can do that. So we're going to click on the download as a PNG file, and we can open it. And if you want to copy it and then paste it either into your Word file or over here into Book 1, so that you have an image, that a graphic representation of this skewed data. Okay, so you will do this for your enrollment data, and then you will repeat it for the free lunch data. The next short trick I'm going to show you, leave this data sorted smallest to largest and copy it once again. Come back over to statskingdom.com and go home. Click on Basic Statistics once again. And now let's choose from the list of options here the percentile calculator. So basic stats percentile. Once again, paste the data you have put in the clipboard from Excel. Change the percentile rank to 95 from 75, and have the percentile table increment go down to 5. In terms of these options, the only thing that you might want to do is turn off these, because we've pasted it in from Excel, which is an enter delimiter. Click Calculate. This has given us a very nice percentiles table, and once again we can download this as a CSV and then open it and paste it in alongside our other data. But what I'm particularly interested in is this rank chart. And so we're looking at the 95th percentile. It tells us that schools above 2,540 students, or somewhere around there, are in the 95th percentile, meaning if there were only 100 schools, then the top 5, these 5% percentile, would be above 2,540 students. Here's a cool band chart that you can use as well. You can change the color. I think one of the color schemes that I really like is to put red there, and then maybe yellow on the other side, and then maybe change this last one to kind of a purple to indicate that these percentiles are the extremes, and we're really looking for 95 and above. And you can copy and paste this as examples. The last bit is we're going to look at that value 2540 and then come back over to our Excel file and look for 1.96, which is our magic number in statistics a lot. And notice that 2540 would come in between La Serna and Miracosta High School, and that all of these values above that are in the 95th percentile. And so we're looking at these are the same schools that are in that purple percentile that we see over here, the schools that are in this area. Some of them are extremely large schools, these down here at over 4 standard deviations above the mean. And if this is a sort of thing that you're trying to point out in your research, then these are ways that you can explain this. Get all of this evidence together and submit it as part of your artifacts of evidence that you have completed this assignment.